I remember the sound first. The soft hum of the refrigerator, the buzz of the kitchen light, the quiet that felt wrong. I walked in thinking I still belonged there. My keys were still warm in my hand. My shoes were still by the door. Nothing looked different, but everything was. She was sitting at the table. "Hey," I said. "Why are the lights on?" "It's late." She didn't look up. "We need to talk." Those words always mean the same thing. I knew it before I heard the rest. I dropped my bag and stepped closer. Papers were spread across the table, neat and flat, like they mattered more than I did. "What's that?" I asked. She sighed. "Just paperwork." I picked one up. My eyes moved fast, then slowed. My name wasn't there. I checked again. Line by line. Page by page. "Where's my name?" I asked. She finally looked at me. Calm. Practiced. I took it off. I laughed once. It came out wrong. "You did what?" "It's temporary," she said quickly. "Don't make this a big deal." "A big deal?" I felt my chest tighten. "You removed my name from the lease." "It made things easier," she said. "For now." "For who?" I asked. "For us," she said, but her voice didn't believe it. I dropped the paper. "You couldn't even tell me first?" "I knew you'd react like this." "Like what?" I asked. "Confused? Betrayed?" She crossed her arms. "You're being dramatic." I looked past her then. He was leaning against the counter, pretending to check his phone. I had seen him before. Always smiling. Always too comfortable. "You knew," I said to him. He shrugged. "It's not my place." I turned back to her. "How long?" "A few weeks," she said. "A few weeks?" I repeated. "You let me pay rent. You let me think this was my home." "It is your home," she said. "Just not legally." The words hit harder than yelling ever could. "So what happens now?" I asked. She hesitated. "I think it's better if you stay somewhere else for a bit." I stared at her. "You're kicking me out." "No," she said. "I'm asking for space." "Space with him standing right there?" I asked. "He's helping me," she said. "With what?" I asked. "Erasing me?" "Stop," she snapped. "This is why I didn't tell you." I nodded slowly. Something inside me started cracking. "I trusted you." She looked away. "Things change." "I built this place with you," I said. "I painted these walls. I paid half of everything. And I handled the paperwork," she said. "That's life." I laughed again, quieter this time. "So I have no rights?" She didn't answer. "How long do I have?" I asked. She whispered, "Tonight would be best." That was it. No fight. No apology. Just a clean cut. I walked to the bedroom and grabbed a bag. My hands shook as I filled it. Clothes. Charger. Nothing else felt safe to take. When I came back, she was standing by the door. "I'll call you," she said. I nodded. "Don't." She opened her mouth, then closed it. I stepped outside. The door shut behind me, soft and final. I stood there with my bag, staring at a place that no longer knew my name. The night air felt colder than it should have. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just walked. That was the moment I understood something. I hadn't lost my home that night. I had lost my place in her story. And she had erased me so cleanly, it was like I had never been there at all. I slept on my friend's couch that night, staring at the ceiling fan like it might explain how fast a life can flip. The cushions smelled like old smoke and cheap detergent. I didn't complain. I didn't deserve comfort. You good? He asked from the kitchen. Yeah, I lied. Just tired. He didn't push. That almost hurt more. In the morning, I folded the blanket like I was a guest who stayed too long. He watched me put my shoes on. You can stay another night, he said. I won't, I said. Thanks, though. Outside, my phone buzzed. Her name lit up the screen. I let it ring. I spent the next few days drifting. One couch turned into another. A cheap motel when favors ran out. Each place felt smaller than the last. Each goodbye felt heavier. Still looking for a place, a coworker asked during lunch. Something like that, I said. He nodded, uncomfortable. That sucks, man. It did. But I smiled anyway. At night, I replayed everything. Every time she said trust me. Every time I ignored the tight feeling in my chest. I argued with myself in the dark. You should have seen it coming. You should have protected yourself. You were stupid. One evening, my phone buzzed again. A text. You didn't have to disappear. I stared at it. My thumbs hovered. You didn't have to erase me, I typed, then deleted it. Instead, I wrote, I need space. She didn't reply. A few days later, I ran into her by accident. A grocery store aisle. Too narrow to escape. Oh, she said. Hey. Hey, I said. You look tired, she said. Been busy, I replied. She shifted her weight. We should talk sometime. About what? I asked. She frowned. You're still upset. I laughed quietly. You took my name off my life. Yeah, I'm upset. People slowed their carts. She lowered her voice. I did what I had to do, she said. So did I replied, and walked away. That night, I sat in my car with nowhere to go. I rested my forehead on the steering wheel. Is this it? I wondered. Is this who I am now? My phone rang. A number I didn't recognize. You still at work? An older voice asked. Yeah, I said. Who's this? It's Ron, he said. From maintenance. I remembered him. Quiet. Always watching. You need a place for a night, he asked. I hesitated. How did you know? He chuckled. I've been there. I followed him to a small place on the edge of town. It wasn't much, but it was clean. Couch is yours, he said. No questions. We sat with 2 beers. She do you dirty? He asked. Yeah, I said. He nodded. You gonna stay down about it? I shrugged. Feels like I don't have a choice. He looked at me hard. You always do. That stuck. Later, alone on the couch, I stared at my reflection in the dark window. I looked smaller. Quieter. But I was still there. I whispered to myself, this isn't the end. It didn't feel true yet. But it didn't feel impossible either. For the first time since I walked out with that bag, I slept without dreaming of her. I stopped begging on a Tuesday. That morning, my phone buzzed before sunrise. Her name again. I stared until it stopped. At work, Ron watched me miss a bolt and drop a tool. "You're somewhere else," he said. "I'm fine," I said. He shook his head. Fine is a lie people tell themselves. During lunch, I sat alone. My coworker Jenna slid into the chair across from me. "You look homeless," she said softly. "I kind of am." She didn't laugh. "Want advice you won't like?" "Sure." "Stop asking why she did it," Jenna said. "Start asking how." "How what?" "How she could," she said. "Legally." The word landed wrong. "Legally?" "Leases," she said. "Ownership. Paper beats promises." I stared at my sandwich. "So I never mattered." "You mattered emotionally," she said. "Not on paper." After work, I waited by my car. Jenna walked out with me. "My sister's a paralegal," she said. "She explains things plainly. No charge." "I don't need a lawyer," I said. "You need information," she replied. We met her sister at a diner. Coffee, chipped mugs, no sympathy voice. "Your ex removed you because she could," the sister said. "You signed nothing." "So it's legal," I said. "Yes," she said. And calculated. I felt heat rise. "So I was stupid." "You were trusting," she said. Different thing. On the drive home, I replayed every moment. I didn't cry. I didn't text. I felt cold focus settle in. That night, my ex called. I answered. "Why won't you talk to me?" she asked. "Because I am done begging," I said. "You're being dramatic." "I'm being accurate," I replied. Silence stretched. "We can fix this," she said. "How?" I asked. "Time," she said. "Paper," I said. "Paper fixes things." She scoffed. "You're acting different." "I am," I said. "Good night." I hung up before she could answer. The next weeks blurred into routine. Extra shifts. No drinks. No distractions. Ron watched me clock out late. "You running from something?" he asked. "I'm running toward something," I said. "What's that?" "Control." He smiled once. "Careful. Control cuts both ways." One night, I sat with my notebook. Numbers. Goals. Steps. I called Jenna. "I want to learn," I said. "Learn what?" she asked. "Everything I ignored," I said. She exhaled. "That's the right question." When I slept, it was short and dreamless. In the mirror, I saw it. The begging face was gone. I whispered, "Not again." For the first time, I believed myself. The next morning, Ron tossed me keys. "Storage job," he said. "Pays cash." "I'll take it," I said. At the unit, the owner talked fast. "You lift?" he asked. "Yes." "You complain?" "No." "Good." We worked until my arms burned. "You angry?" Ron asked. "Yes." "Good," he said. "Use it." Later, Jenna called. "My sister says you should protect future you," she said. "How?" "By learning contracts," she said. "And by not trusting smiles." That night, I opened a free course online. I read words slowly. Clause. Liability. Termination. It felt boring and powerful. My ex texted. I miss us. I typed nothing. She called again. I'm worried, she said. About me? I asked. About us. There is no us, I said. She went quiet. You don't mean that. I do, I said. I finally do. I hung up. I didn't feel strong. I felt steady. I wrote 3 rules in my notebook. No begging. No shortcuts. No blind trust. Ron peeked in. Sleep, he said. Tomorrow matters. Why? I asked. Because today taught you, he said. I lay down and closed my eyes. The fear was still there. But it wasn't driving anymore. I checked the lock twice. The room was quiet. I breathed slow. I wasn't healed. I was awake. That was enough. Tomorrow, I would ask better questions. Tomorrow, I would read more pages. Tomorrow, I would stop hoping for mercy. I didn't need it. I needed proof. Proof in ink. Proof in numbers. Proof that paper could never erase me again. And for the first time since the lease, I smiled, not because I won, but because I had started. It wasn't revenge. It was preparation. Quiet, patient, exact. I turned off the light and slept. When morning came, I would be ready to learn the game she taught me. And this time, I would write my name where it mattered. On paper and in myself. That choice changed everything. I slept without asking permission. From anyone ever. Not again. Never again. I learned fast because I had to. Ron dropped a folder on the table one night. Read, he said. Don't skim. What is it? I asked. Lease copies, he replied. Real ones. Ugly ones. I flipped through pages filled with words that once bored me. Now they felt sharp. People don't lose homes, Ron said. They lose leverage. That stayed with me. Jenna met me after work with coffee and no small talk. You ever hear of quiet debt? She asked. No. It's the kind that smiles in public, she said. And panics at night. I thought of my ex's perfect posts. The trips. The dinners. You're saying she's drowning, I said. I'm saying appearances cost money, Jenna replied. I didn't smile. I didn't cheer. I just listened. Later that week, I ran into my ex outside the building. Same building. Same steps. Different air. Oh, she said. You still work around here? Sometimes, I said. She studied my face. You look different. Yeah, I replied. So do you. She laughed lightly. I'm doing great. Good, I said. That was it. No questions. No anger. She frowned. That's all? That's all, I said. As I walked away, my phone buzzed. Why are you being cold? I typed, I'm being careful. She didn't respond. That night, Jenna introduced me to Caleb. A broker. Sharp suit. Faster mouth. So what do you want? He asked. Information, I said. He smiled. That costs. I can pay, I replied. He looked me over. You don't look like money. I'm learning, I said. He laughed. That's cute. We talked anyway. He underestimated me. I let him. Buildings bleed slowly, he said. Owners don't notice until it's bad. Like ours? I asked. He paused. Why? Curious, I said. He shrugged. Yeah. That one's not great. I drove home quiet. Ron watched me pace. You got that look, he said. What look? The one before people stop being victims, he said. I don't want revenge, I said. Good, Ron replied. Revenge is loud. Control is silent. The next days were numbers and notes. Late nights. No music. No scrolling. I stopped reacting. When my ex called again, I answered. Are you mad at me? She asked. No, I said. That's worse, she said. I'm busy, I replied. With what? Learning, I said. She scoffed. You always hated that stuff. I hated being powerless more, I replied. Silence. You're acting like I hurt you, she said. You removed me, I said. That's not an accident. She sighed. You're reading too much into this. I didn't read enough before, I said. I hung up. Jenna texted later. Careful. She's nervous. Good, I replied. Weeks passed. I saved. I asked questions. I wrote nothing down where it could be seen. Caleb called one afternoon. You ever think about buying? He asked. Buying what? I said. He chuckled. Dream big, man. I am, I replied. Ron raised an eyebrow when I told him. You ready? He asked. No, I said. But I will be. That night, I stood across the street from the building. Lights on. Curtains open. I remembered laughing there. Planning there. Trusting there. I didn't feel anger. I felt distance. That scared me more. Because distance meant I could see clearly. I whispered, I won't rush this. Paper taught me patience. Paper taught me truth doesn't need volume. When I finally walked away, my phone buzzed again. I don't recognize you anymore, she wrote. I typed back, that's the point. I turned the phone off. Inside me, something settled. I wasn't chasing closure. I was building position. Slow. Quiet. Exact. The game she played was never about love. It was about leverage. And this time, I was learning the rules before I sat at the table. I went home and opened my notebook. I wrote one line. Never sign what you don't understand. Then another. Never give power without proof. I closed the book. I wasn't ready to act. But I was ready to wait. And waiting, I learned, was its own kind of strength. I didn't tell anyone when I decided to move. Not Ron. Not Jenna. Keeping quiet felt safer. Caleb called me on a Friday. You still curious? He asked. Yes, I said. Meet me, he replied. No promises. We sat in his office. Glass walls. Too much confidence. You don't have the look, he said. Good, I replied. I don't want it. He smirked. You're serious. I'm careful, I said. He slid papers across the desk. Numbers jumped. I stayed calm. This is risky, he said. So was trusting the wrong person, I replied. He leaned back. You know the owner's desperate. I know, I said. How? He asked. I listen, I said. He laughed. Fine. What's your offer? I named it. His smile froze. That's low, he said. It's clean, I replied. You can't afford surprises, he said. I don't plan on them, I answered. Silence stretched. I didn't fill it. Why this building? He asked. Because I know it, I said. He studied me. Personal? Professional, I said. He nodded slowly. I'll take it to him. When I stood to leave, he stopped me. You sure about this? He asked. No, I said. But I'm ready. Outside, my hands shook. I sat in my car and breathed. Ron called that night. You pacing again? Yeah, I said. You scared? He asked. Yes, I replied. Good, he said. Means you care. Days dragged. Every call made my chest jump. Jenna texted. Any word? Not yet, I replied. My ex messaged that night. We should talk. I feel a shift. I stared at it. Then deleted it. I met Caleb again the next week. The owner's listening, he said. That's all? I asked. That's everything, he replied. I went home and opened my notebook. Numbers lined up. Barely. What if I fail? I asked myself. Then what? I answered. Failure felt familiar. This didn't. My ex called while I cooked noodles. You're distant, she said. I'm focused, I replied. On what? She asked. My future, I said. She laughed. You always said that. And now I mean it, I replied. She went quiet. Are you doing this to hurt me? No, I said. I'm doing it to stop hurting. She whispered my name. I hung up. That night, I dreamed of empty rooms. The call came the next morning. Accepted, Caleb said. I didn't speak. Pending review, he added. When? I asked. Soon, he replied. I sat on the edge of the bed. This is real, I thought. Ron clapped my shoulder later. You did it? Not yet, I said. But you moved, he replied. I walked past the building at dusk. Lights flickered. I didn't feel victory. I felt weight. Power wasn't loud. It pressed down. Jenna met me outside. You okay? She asked. I think so, I said. Whatever happens, she said, you earned this. I nodded. That night, alone, I pictured handing over papers. Not angry. Not smiling. Just steady. I wasn't chasing her anymore. I was chasing balance. And for the first time, the ground didn't feel like it might vanish under my feet. I sat longer, listening to the building breathe, windows blinking like tired eyes watching me. I reminded myself not to rush joy. Rushing was how I lost things before. I called Ron and thanked him. He told me to thank myself instead. Jenna sent a single thumbs up. I smiled at that. It felt earned. I checked my account again, then closed the app. Numbers could lie if stared at too hard. I cooked, cleaned, and laid out clothes for work, pretending tomorrow was normal. But nothing felt normal. I felt taller inside, heavier too. Responsibility wrapped around me like a coat I couldn't remove. Before sleep, I wrote one sentence in my notebook and underlined it twice. Wait for confirmation, then move. I didn't pray. I didn't celebrate. I just rested, knowing patience was part of the cost, and I was finally willing to pay it. Morning felt close even before sleep came. I set my alarm and placed the notebook beside it, like proof I existed. Whatever happened next, I wouldn't freeze. I wouldn't beg. I would respond when the moment arrived, calm and exact, ready to sign only what I understood and nothing else. The offer waited in the dark, patient as ink, and I learned patience could feel like power when fear stopped speaking and planning finally took its place inside my chest, steady and unafraid for once more. I didn't tell her when the transfer finalized. I didn't tell anyone. Caleb called first. "It's done," he said. "You're officially in." I sat down hard. "No surprises?" "None," he replied. "Clean handover." "Good," I said. After I hung up, I didn't smile. I stared at the wall and waited for something to happen inside me. It didn't. I just felt quiet. Ron noticed that night. "You look calm," he said. "I feel heavy," I replied. "That's power," he said. "It sits different." The signs started small. Jenna texted me screenshots from a neighborhood group chat. Anyone else dealing with sudden inspections? Rent might go up again. Management's acting weird. I read them twice. My ex called that evening. "You haven't answered my texts," she said. "I've been busy," I replied. "With what?" she asked. "Paperwork," I said. She laughed nervously. "You in paperwork?" "People change," I said. Silence. "They're raising rent," she said finally. "Do you know anything?" "No," I replied. Not a lie. Not the truth either. "This isn't funny," she said. "I'm not laughing," I answered. She exhaled hard. "You're enjoying this?" "No," I said. "I'm observing." "You sound cold," she said. "I sound awake," I replied. She hung up. Days passed. Notices went up. Meetings scheduled. Rumors spread. I stayed invisible. Caleb warned me. "Don't rush. Let it breathe." "I know," I said. I watched from across the street one evening. She stood outside, phone pressed to her ear, pacing. I felt something twist. Not joy. Not pity. Recognition. This is what it feels like, I thought. To not be protected. She ran into me the next day by accident. Or on purpose. I couldn't tell. "Is this you?" she asked. "Is what me?" I replied. "This," she said, waving her phone. "The pressure." "I don't control weather," I said. Her eyes searched my face. "You're different." "Yes," I replied. "Did you do this to punish me?" she asked. I shook my head. "I didn't do anything to you." "That's a lie," she snapped. "No," I said. "I stopped protecting you." She swallowed. "I made a mistake." "I know," I said. "You could help," she said. "With what?" I asked. "Time," she said. "Leniency." I thought of the bag by the door. The lease on the table. "You didn't give me time," I said. "That was different," she whispered. Everything is, I replied, and walked away. That night, Ron poured 2 drinks. You okay? He asked. I keep waiting to feel something, I said. You will, he replied. Later. Jenna called me. She's spiraling, she said. I'm not celebrating, I replied. I know, she said. Just stay clean. I opened my notebook and wrote 1 line. Silence is action. Weeks later, the confirmation arrived in the mail. Official. Final. I held it longer than necessary. My ex left a voicemail. I'm scared, she said. Please. I didn't delete it. I didn't answer. The building felt different now. Quieter. Like it knew. I walked through common areas with a clipboard I barely used. People nodded. Respect came easy when fear arrived first. I didn't like that. One evening, she cornered me near the stairs. You won, she said. I didn't compete, I replied. Her eyes filled. I didn't think you'd survive. I didn't think you'd notice, I said. She laughed softly. You always wanted fairness. I wanted safety, I replied. She stepped back. What happens now? I met her gaze. Now consequences finish what choices started. She nodded slowly. I should have told you. Yes, I said. Would it have changed anything? She asked. No, I replied. But it would have changed who you were. She looked away. I walked past her, heart steady, hands relaxed. Later, alone, I sat on the edge of my bed. I finally felt it. Not joy. Relief. Karma wasn't loud. It didn't shout my name. It just woke up. And it didn't need me to guide it. I turned off the light and let the quiet settle. Tomorrow would bring the final step. I was ready. I chose a Tuesday because Tuesdays don't feel dramatic. I stood in the hallway with the envelope in my hand, heavier than paper should be. My name was typed clean at the bottom. No anger. No flourish. Just ink. She opened the door halfway. You, she said. I knew it. Hello, I replied. Her eyes dropped to the envelope. Is that what I think it is? Yes, I said. She laughed once, sharp and broken. You're really doing this? I'm finishing it, I replied. She opened the door wider. After everything we had? After everything you decided, I said. She stepped aside. Come in. I can't, I said. This is business. Her jaw tightened. You sound just like me. I learned from the best, I replied. She took the envelope with shaking hands. You could have warned me. You didn't warn me, I said. That was different, she snapped. No, I replied. It just felt different to you. She ripped it open, eyes moving fast, then slow. No, she whispered. This can't be real. It is, I said. You own this? She asked. Yes, I replied. When? She demanded. When I stopped begging, I said. She sank onto the couch. You planned this. I prepared, I replied. There's a difference. Her voice broke. I said I was sorry. I heard you, I said. I didn't feel change. She looked up. I didn't think you had it in you. I didn't either, I said. Silence stretched. The clock ticked loud. You're enjoying this, she said. No, I replied. I'm ending it. She stood suddenly. I loved you. I know, I said. But you loved control more. That's not fair, she said. Neither was removing my name, I replied. Her shoulders slumped. Please. I need time. You have the legal amount, I said. She laughed through tears. You sound heartless. I sound careful, I replied. She walked closer. Say you don't hate me. I don't hate you, I said. Then why? She asked. Because I won't disappear again, I replied. She wiped her face. You could have crushed me faster. I didn't want to, I said. She looked at the walls. This place was ours. It stopped being ours when you decided alone, I replied. She nodded slowly. I see it now. I hoped you would, I said. Her voice softened. Is there anything I can do? Yes, I replied. She looked up, hopeful. Leave with dignity, I said. That hurt her more than shouting ever could. She folded the notice carefully. You changed. Yes, I said. I made you this way, she whispered. You revealed me, I replied. She took a breath. I never thought karma would look like you. It doesn't, I said. It looks like choices. She opened the door. Goodbye. Goodbye, I said. I walked away before she could say more. Outside, my legs felt weak. I leaned against the railing and breathed. Ron texted. Done? Yes, I replied. How do you feel? He asked. I thought about it. Clean, I typed. Jenna called. You okay? I didn't raise my voice, I said. Then you did it right, she replied. That night, I didn't replay her tears. I replayed my calm. The envelope wasn't revenge. It was proof. Proof that paper could cut both ways. Proof that silence could speak. Proof that I could stand in front of the person who erased me and not disappear. I sat on my bed and closed my eyes. I didn't feel powerful. I felt finished. The story she wrote about me had ended. Mine was finally catching up. Tomorrow, the building would be quiet again. And so would my mind. For the first time, that felt like enough. I went back after she left. Not that day. A week later, when the unit was empty and the echo felt honest. Ron came with me. He held the keys out. You want me inside? No, I said. I need to do this alone. He nodded. I'll wait. I unlocked the door and stepped in. The apartment smelled like dust and old promises. My footsteps sounded louder than they should have. I said out loud, "This is mine now," just to hear it land. No answer came back. My phone buzzed. Jenna. You breathing? Yeah, I said. Slow. Good, she replied. Don't rush feelings. I'm not, I said. I'm letting them pass. I walked room to room. No celebration. No anger. Just inventory. In the bedroom, the closet was empty. I remembered folding my clothes into a bag. I said, "You didn't win," to no one. The walls stayed quiet. Ron knocked once. Everything okay? Yes, I said. Give me 5. I sat on the floor. Cold through my jeans. I closed my eyes and talked to myself. You survived, I said. You learned. It felt corny. It felt true. My ex texted then. One line. I'm gone. I stared at it. I typed, I hope you're safe. Then I deleted it. I sent nothing. Instead, I called Ron. I'm done. Outside, he handed me a bottle of water. You look lighter. I feel clearer, I said. We locked up. The building hummed. That night, I met Jenna for coffee. So, she asked. So I don't hate her, I said. That's healthy, she replied. I don't forgive her either, I said. That's honest, she said. I smiled. I'm okay with honest. She raised her cup. To boring peace. To boring peace, I said. Later, alone, I opened my notebook. I crossed out rules and wrote a final line. I choose myself without apology. I slept deeply. In the morning, paperwork waited. I signed slowly. I read every line. Caleb called. You good? Yes, I said. You want to celebrate? No, I replied. I want to continue. He laughed. You changed. I grew, I said. Weeks passed. Tenants settled. Repairs happened. Life smoothed out. Sometimes I thought of her. Not with pain. With distance. One evening, I stood at the window and said, thank you, to the quiet. I wasn't thanking her. I was thanking the moment that broke me open. I turned off the light. The past stayed where it belonged. Behind me. I thought about the man I was when I trusted smiles. I spoke to him gently. You didn't know, I said. Now you do. The room listened. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Hello? I said. This is management, a woman said. Just confirming schedules. Send them, I replied. Owner approval, she asked. I approve, I said. A pause. Understood. I ended the call and felt a line close behind me. Ron texted. Proud of you. Thank you, I replied. I cooked a simple dinner and washed the plate. Normal felt earned. Before bed, I opened the window. Night air moved in. I said, I'm home, and believed it. Sleep came easy. Days later, I mailed a refund check to my ex for overpayment. No note. Jenna called. Classy. Clean, I said. Same thing, she replied. I stopped checking messages. I started planning months. When doubt knocked, I didn't answer. On a quiet Sunday, I taped a new lease to the fridge. My name alone. I laughed once, soft. Not because I won. Because I understood. I turned the page. The story wasn't about eviction. It was about choosing permanence over permission. I closed the notebook. Tomorrow waited. So did I. I locked the door and set the alarm. Simple acts mattered. I said goodbye to the past without ceremony. No speeches. No audience. Just me, choosing forward. If she ever asked what changed, I would say this. I learned my worth when paper tried to erase me. And I wrote it back, line by line. The end felt quiet. That was the gift. I breathed in, breathed out, and let the night keep the rest. I smiled once more, turned the key, and rested. The future didn't scare me. It waited. I was ready. That was enough for today, and enough for me. Peace felt ordinary, and ordinary felt strong in my hands tonight. I chose sleep, and the quiet chose me back. Nothing else needed saying. The story rested where it belonged. With me. Finally.